Good night, Alfred.
Good night, Master Wayne.
Ha-ha! It is I, Condiment King, and I'm going to relish the fact that I found the Batcave and discovered Batman's secret Okay, who the are you?
Hello, my name is Alfred Thaddeus Crane Pennyworth, ex-Special Forces and butler to the Wayne Manor. I answer the door, I clean up the estate, and I take out the trash. I also unalive self-entitled little twats such as yourself.
What is that?
This is a 12 gauge.
But I thought Batman doesn't use gun.
Am I wearing a cape?
No.
Am I wearing a cowl?
No.
Shame. It would have been better for you if I was.
Wait, what does that mean? What the hell was that?
Nothing, Master Wayne, just another orphan without any athletic skills that wanted to be a Robin. Go back to bed.
Gross, I hate those ones.
This is so much easier. I need to have no hits. Oh, this weapon is so overpowered. Why didn't I use it the first time? Because I went to chase her and track her. I am eventually going to get everything.
No! My new wallpaper. Oh, shit.
I have a question.
Is it about cheese? Do you want cheese?
How did you know? You're psychic.
Oh, when you do this, it's always about food.
I don't know how to feel about being this predictable.
The Missile is very tired. He is eepy. The Missile has had a very long day of splashing bandits and wants to take just a small sleep. He eeby and neebies to sleepy. Mibsile sleepy and need bed by time. The Missile is currently experiencing critical levels of being a sleevagey little guy and needs to go to bed. He is very tired and needs to slep. Just a little sleeging time is a treat. Midsilly needs to sleck. Vertoird boyo. Just a lil guy. Mipsipalibile needs his beady sleep. Look at him go. He yawned babe cause he's skeegey. Neebs to falafel asleep. Neeny time, good night, Mr. the Missile.
Take me to jail! Away from her!
How long will he be in jail?
For stealing TV remotes? Probably 30 days.
I can wait 30 days.
How long for slapping a cop?
6 months.
Take me to jail! Away from her!
How long will he be in jail?
For stealing TV remotes? Probably 30 days.
I can wait 30 days.
How long for slapping a cop?
6 months.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
Now it's time to die.
Oh, thank God.
So, yeah. I am here again, and I can see things. So, yeah. It's Psych. I love Psych. It's awesome. It's amazing. The characters are cool, the actors are cool. And besides the spoiler section, where I want to talk about two episodes, which is fitting because it's nearly Christmas. Yeah, let's get into the fun part. Let's go! So yeah, get my phone, because I want to make sure I get the episodes right. The 2 episodes are near the end, which is The Polarizing Express and Yang Free in 2D, which I like The Polarizing Express because it does the whole the thing that everyone does sometimes when they do a Christmas episode, which is like the past, where it's like, what would it be like if you didn't came back? And that sort of like fun, sort of like, ooh, here's the past, here's this past, and it's like, some of them are like really sad, some of them are like really dramatized, and some of them are like, is it true, is it not? I like the when we go to the police station, like, what is this? It is absolutely insane. It is so cool though. and so entertaining. The other one is Yang, because it introduces the concept which comes up in season 6, which is the father of Sean being detective, consultative, the head of the consultives. So he'll be in charge of like looking over the consultative. I think it only works for like season 6, because and then afterwards I think, yeah, it's only for season 6, and then he gets shot. Spoilers. This is the spoiler section, but yeah, and then he resigns, gets shot, and then it's a whole thing, and then he doesn't do it for season 7 or 8, which is sad because he was so good at that. But yeah, I think I've said this time and time again. This sort of like Psych is really good, and I really love it. It's really entertaining and just really fun. So I 100% recommend for you to watch. So I hope you enjoy, and good night.
The best friendships are between one person who the world sees as an asshole and one person who the world sees as like the most lovely person of all time. And that is normally because the person who is an asshole is low-key actually kind of nice, and the person who is so lovey-dovey is actually low-key kind of an asshole.
So yeah. Wrong jacket.
The best friendships are between one person who the world sees as an asshole and one person who the world sees as like the most lovely person of all time. And that is normally because the person who is an asshole is low-key actually kind of nice, and the person who is so lovey-dovey is actually low-key kind of an asshole.
So I am starting again. Starting again. Yeah, this stuff happened. It crashed. Yeah, so things are opening because they are. So originally I was going to do let's hope it's only 3 because that will not be too bad. One will just be the whole thing again because I think this is just like, oh yeah, it's just 2 minutes. 2-minute shot. So it's not even worth it.
Reconnected, because it's disconnected and reconnected like hell, and this is part 4. Yeah, I think it's just because my computer's been on and I forgot to turn the fuck off like an idiot. That's the problem, and I did it again. Turned the computer off so it doesn't over the heat. So yeah, season 7. Yeah, not season 7, season 4. The only two things I like is, one, in season 3 we have an old western theme. There's nothing really like, I'm not going to talk about like something great or something not great, but I just like it in general. So yeah, and I also, the one thing I want to talk about is the sort of like movie Mr. Yin thing that they did. That brings in a small like little thing. I was here and I've been mute for like 2 minutes. Yeah, I just need to do a couple of things. Watching Star Fairy. But I was watching that, and one of the things that it sort of came up with like, oh, you copy other people. Whereas like I went to a specialist school with like t-shirt jeans. I don't know if that's just like me being like stereotypical, at least male facing, where I'm like, I would like to wear other stuff. Like I want to add more colors to my stuff, not like just like black, which this was for like some course I was doing, but like I want to like wear colors. Like I like the pink I've got. I love the like the idea of like that that dark maroon red. I'd like to wear like a dark maroon red with a purple. That would be like a good color. Of like, if you watched my thing of like Plague Inc, sort of like wear that with like some purple, that would be a fucking thing. But that is one thing that I would want to do. Anyway. It is nearly finished, I just need to move something. Ooh. Ooh. I need to have no hits. Oh, this weapon is so overpowered. Why didn't I use it the first time? Because I went to chase her and track her. I am eventually gonna get everything. I am.
Now go.
Huh. Oh! Someone's hurt their thumb. That sounds weird. It would make sense if you understand. But let's go into it! So yeah, besides that being odd, that was the only one I think of. This is about people who share pain. Maybe I could have done that better. I don't know. But I like this. I like the idea. It doesn't make sense, but I like the very concept of like shared pain. It's really interesting and really fun about that general idea of like, oh, people sharing pain. And I like the whole idea of them being like, oh, if you share pain, you slowly start to empathize with each other and like you truly feel each other's pain. And I like how they debate about that, because one hand it shows, actually, come back in a sec. I haven't been pressing record like an idiot. What I was saying is, at a certain point, it sort of like revealed that they somewhat do feel each other's pain, but it's with empathizing with each other. And it's sort of like the idea, because after they split up, secrets get revealed. It's really interesting that way. They slowly were like, they slowly look into like the past case, and that both one of the people there lost their feeling, their pain, and one of them experienced all of them. And one person experienced every footstep, every this, every that. Is a lot. Even if it's small, the more it builds up. And sometimes physically feeling the pain, you don't need to physically feel the pain. Empathizing is understanding where like someone comes from. And I like how they're like, yeah, you just need to understand. Sometimes you just listen and hear people out. It's really interesting that way, where they sort of like listen, understand, sort of hear people. It's really fun, and I really like that sort of idea of listening and understanding. It's a fun series that I find really entertaining, and it sort of like shows this really fun, definitely when they share the pain, how it is animated looks really like, ooh, it's like jolty and like electricity, and it's really fun. I 100% recommend for you to watch. But I hope you enjoy, and good night.
The mom and dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You ask me what.
Yeah, sure. But who wouldn't want to smile after being like, smile? Being like, great, great, do you mind if I just don't? Thank you for giving me my nightmares for the next 5 years. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's done. I don't need to do anything right now. So I'm going to pause this so I can come back to that later. Alongside another thing I want to come back, which is as a documentary, and I really want to watch that. That looks fun as hell.
Panic scream rings out. Is anybody here a doctor? You tentatively raise a hand. I'm a necromancer, if you're willing to wait a few minutes.
I love that her survival strategy is actually pretty smart. Oh yeah, I actually did it in one shot. Oh, I at least had one victory. I'm fine with that.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
There's one game called like Call Crosser where you like it's like this game where like the phone crosses and then you can get like different like you transfer your body to different people, which I absolutely love as a game. It's so fun as an idea of like what would happen. Like they've got like three. They're like it's like a somewhat of it like a choose your own event. Oh wait, no, it's down here. It's on. What do you call it? Look, why am I brain dead? Like nearly all the time. Oh no, there it is. It's on like beta because it, like early access because they are trying to sort of like make a fully finished version, which I'm fully excited with if that ever gets made. There's been an update recently, which...
So, I know this is going to be a bit of a longer one, but I got a parcel. And at first, when I got the parcel, I didn't know what it was. But probably if I looked at these little buddies, I took part in like a Kickstarter, and I got these, which means I got a new game. And I am going to be completely honest, it's not like I need any more new games, but let's see. Oh, what's in this? So yeah, I got Batman Turtle with the rules. I love how this looks. It looks so nice. It looks so good, and I like it. It's so fun and nice. You also have an alternate game mode, including friendlies. Missions must be given to the player to your left, not the player of your choice, which also sounds fun. And random. Keep your hands empty. Instead, hold 3 cards drawn random mission cards and start your so like just pick 3 random ones, pick them up, pick one. I'm doing put together 3 back and do it randomly. That sounds more fun, because I think the original plan is like you have 3 cards, you hold 3 cards up, and then you sort of look at the 3 cards. I also love the beginning. This is fun. Again, it looks so cool and so awesome. Hopefully you should be able to buy this game, this amazing game. Potato Games are really good at making it. A lot of my games are from them. Like maybe one time I might want to like see what games are from them and what games are from other people, and that would be a fun idea. But I don't know so far. The one thing that I got as well is this 3D version. Warning, do not press or do. I'm a label, not a cop. Oh well, nothing bad, you know. I just like the label. It's like a fake warning. It's like, warning, do not press or do. I'm a label, not a cop. Again, just love it. There's going to be a bit of a cut between the bonus stuff. Well, there's going to be a couple of them. But this is the first one. And then there's going to be a cut for the fake explosion. But, you know, that's just fun. And then I have the uncensored one. For, like, the very inappropriate jokes. The very naughty jokes. I've seen a couple that they're a bit all over the place. And a little bit... It is fun. I really want to play this game. I might try and like take a couple of them out. And some of them are like, I'll post something random on social media. And most of my family don't have social media, so I might not be able to do that one. But yeah, this is just fun. Again, the art is so cool. It looks amazing. Also, the one thing which I have been seeing is that this is plastic free. No plastic in this, which is really cool as an idea. Is that a lot of like card games wrap themselves in plastic. This one didn't. But it's really cool, really fun. 40 extra spicy missions. That sounds the way. 40 extra spicy missions. Mine total missions not safe for working or family. I wonder why. I thought censored means that you pretend you are sensible. But again, this is fun, this is entertaining, and absolutely so good to watch. Not watch, so good when I play this. And I so badly want to play this. But time to get to the next one. So yeah, you have that one. You also have 40 more explosive turtle mission, each more deadlier than the last. You get like more missions. This is the bonus pack. The other ones are for adults only. You can still like do this, but this is the bonus pack, the plus pack, the addition. It's just really fun. I just love it. Again, again, I just love this entire thing. I saw this. I saw like the Kickstarter. Ooh, I'm gonna put some on my lips. My lips are a bit dry. It's getting like colder, so my lips are getting more drier. A lot of stuff. I saw this and I'm like, do you know what? I absolutely need to do this. This is so awesome. This is so amazing, and I love it. So yeah, alongside all of this stuff, I got a note. It looks so cool and so amazing and so fun. It was one of like the things where I'm like, I got this and I like it. It's like, thank you so much for making Mind Turtle a reality. We hope you and your friends survive the experience. Hello, boom! Inside my all of them is like, and Big Potato is like, yay! I like this. It's like really nice. I got this. This is the one thing that I was like, I'm like, oh. I know it's just probably just like a thing, and everyone who did the Kickstarter did it, and like, I get that, it's fair. This is still fun, because you get like a fun, that's what I like more. One, you have the whole explosion through the wall, which is just a hilarious idea, with a Mind Turtle. Oh, let me just, oh, that's fine. And then you have hello, boom. I don't know why. That just sounds so like ASF. Being like, hello. Again, it's just so fun. With all that being said, with all the extra stuff, the one thing that you get is, I'm not gonna show how. Let me just do it from the side. You get this many cards, which in comparison is, I think, like 3 times this in a way. So there's so many cards. Oh, can I pull it out sideways? No. You can see how big the difference is. You get so many cards. It's so fun. You also get like a couple of your free ones you can make. Which if I'm gonna make free, I'm gonna make free based on Tom, Elliot, and Eddie. Don't know how, but I'm gonna base them on those 3 people. I don't know why, I sometimes like doing that. You also get, but I did hear, I know this is a joke, but I did hear from the Kickstarter that some of these might have live explosives in them and might blow up. So hopefully mine's doesn't. But yeah, this is really fun. I just love this entire game. Also, I put my Big Potato sticker in the Big Potato section. You get it all wrapped around. It looks absolutely cool. The whole box just looks really fun, really good. And just overall, if you look at the cover, it looks really cool, like exploding through the game. And then you have this on the back, which is like a little animated version, which is really good and really fun. But overall, just go and get the game. I know probably everyone who's watching this might have already got the game, already heard, already thinking about getting the game. But get it, it's fun, it's worth it. I so want to play it so badly. Anyway. Ooh, look, what's this? Let's see if I can press it. So with this, it's fair. Before I say this, I might mispronounce it. Sorry, I had lamp leg, I think. I don't know. But the reason why is, one, I didn't know who the original sound was from. And, yes, I don't know how to change it. Because this is one of the on the day, the history one. And because I like showing the videos that I make, I never claim that, besides if you hear my voice, which you kind of won't see me wearing a mask. It's definitely not like with these, like maybe, but you would see the background's a bit different, but I do get the confusion. It's because, again, I like showing the history. If that makes sense, it is a bit confusing, and sometimes I get why a lot of people get a bit confused, but that's why I didn't tag, because if I did know, I would tag. And I'm going to go back and tag in the comments, or like edit. I think I can edit now, which is good. I can edit it within 7 days, and I will do that. But that's why using the original sound, because it's an old video, I can't change the sound, because I'm trying to show videos from the past. That's sort of my reason. It's the opposite. A lot of people use it on my stories, but I like making it public, because I can make the videos public, show them again. But yeah, I do admit that I do know it is not my sound. I do honestly say that. But I don't know how to like change the image, being like, oh, it's not mine, it's someone else's. If you can like say how to do that, I would love to like change that to like, oh, this is lamp-leg sound. I would fully do that. But yeah, sorry for the confusion.
Ooh, that looks awesome. I'm guessing it's probably like, I don't know, probably multiple shots with like reasonably. That just still looks awesome though.
Ooh. Cool sword. Let's talk about the rest. Bad intro, the other one was worse. Yeah. But yeah. This is like really interesting in my opinion. I just like it as an overall idea. It's fun, it's entertaining. There's not much to talk about. I'm like, I could have done it, but like, I do want to talk about one thing in spoilers, so that's gonna come now. The one thing I like is when they start introducing like the things. I like that one. They refer to it as sort of games, which is really fun. The idea of like, ooh, these games, and it's like really sort of like a fun idea, overall idea. I don't know why, it's just really fun, and I really like that idea of like, oh, they're comparing this like a game of sorts, which is really fun. I don't know why, I just like it like that. I find it enjoyable, it's fun, it's really like cheeky. It's like, they're sort of like treating this like a game of sorts, which makes it like really cool. Not cool, but like really interesting how they're like, oh, the game of this and the game. But yeah, it's just like, I also like the villain designs, which had this like creepy, almost weird nature to them. It's just really fun because of it. But yeah, this is going to be a bit shorter than a couple others, but this is just really good, and I do really like it. So I do hope you watch it, because it's really fun. It's just, I don't have a lot to talk about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and good night.
Most likely to college edition. Even though I'm not in college, but we'll ignore that. Most likely to start a fight with, like, a teacher. Yeah. Wouldn't he be the teacher? Wait a minute. Most likely to actually graduate college. Out of everyone else, they're gonna make it. Yes, Aoyama, of course. Most likely to go to all the house parties they can. They're only there for the party. You're gonna get kicked out of those parties. Most likely to drop out after 1 day. They can't take it. Oh! How the mighty fall. Most likely to flunk out of college. Like, they messed up big time. Because he got in that fight with that teacher. They're not going to college. Are you crazy? No, it's not happening. Oh!
Create a new scenario. Scenario. Create new scenario. Scenario name. The Mad King. Scenario description. People slowly. If you have any tips and tricks, suggestions in the comments, that would be fun. Slowly go insane. Select icon. Oh, can I? No, no, never mind. Oh, that's a negative. I can't. I can only pick that one. Oh.
How do you quickly make a character look psychotic? It's easy. Just use the Kubrick stare. All it requires is 2 steps. First, tilt the head slightly downward. Second, stare forward through the eyebrows. It's a technique named after...
Welcome to this. Yay. Also, the hairs are going everywhere, which is good. Anyway. Reactions. Delete forever. Jesus. Because I do have one as 41.
Can't let gang know I fuck with this. Who is gang and why don't they support your true self and your interests? I would rethink who you consider gang in your life if you can't even tell them that you fuck with this.
Whatever. Can we talk about... There's a sneeze, I'm sorry. Is there a reason why you sneeze like a Pokemon?
Let's be financially responsible!
I'm sorry. I'm finding this a very stressful working environment. Aunt Lucy said...
Aunt Lucy? I've had enough to hear with Aunt Lucy! She sounds like a proper old bag to me.
I beg your pardon?
I said, your Aunt Lucy sounds like one of the most naive, gullible, mushy-brained... What's going on? Why are you looking at me like that? It's awful hot in here. Are you hot? I'm hot. Did I leave the oven on?
It's called a hard stare. Aunt Lucy taught me to do them when people had forgotten their manners.
You don't have to tell me about hard stares I practically invented.
So time to close the book on this one. With the finale. I don't know why, I just thought that'd be fun. So yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another thing, which is good because luckily I have a day off, so I'll be able to do that. This is the end of Young Sheldon. And I like this series. I wasn't into The Big Bang, and maybe I should watch it. Because I watched this, and I like this. But I've heard it, I don't know if it's different or not. But yeah, it's really fun. And besides one thing that I want to talk about, which I really like, which is spoilers, I don't have much to say about it. It's fun, the actors are good, and it was overall just a blast to watch. So let's talk about that one thing. So the one thing which I know is one of the major things that they have is throughout the final episode, because throughout this you don't really see the older Sheldon, which it's kind of fitting. It's young Sheldon, not him when he was an adult in The Big Bang Theory. But the one thing I like is as it goes on, it shows that he's becoming more than like the teachers that sort of were in the series, which is really fun. I also like the idea that at a certain point near the final episode, which is the point that I wanted to say, they keep cutting back to him writing the sort of like book. The one that you sort of hear him being like, oh, this is me saying this and me saying that. To the parts you keep cutting to it, and some of it is a little bit inaccurate. But the one thing I like is the message of like, sometimes, yeah, you might not understand, because like you have the conflict of him and the kid likes sports. You don't understand, because like this family, like he was a genius, the dad was into football, the kid was like somewhat of a person who did some adventures, and none of the others could get like any of the science things, and it was like went over them. But like all of that was like interesting with like they still supported him, and I like that correlation from the past to the present. It's really fun. But yeah, it was really fun, really entertaining, and I absolutely 100% think that you should watch this. It's so good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and good night.
Sit down.
No, I'm not gonna sit down. I won't shut up. I will not quit. I will not back off. I won't let you destroy everything that people have spent their lives trying to build. I have fought for the world for all my life, but do not think for a second that I will not fight against it.
That's why you're here. That's why you will never leave here.
You think you can stop me? You really think you can stop me? It's been me against the world since I was old enough to think.
War, famine, natural disaster. The world has fought it all and won. The world is undefeated. We are undefeated. One man will not change that.
You see, that's where you screwed up. They say with great power comes great responsibility. You know what else comes with great power? Ignorance.
Oh, wait, no. I think Marvin gave me one of those. I forgot that. I remembered before I did something stupid.
She woke me up one day singing, goes, good morning. And so just for the hell of it, I sang back, I go, good morning to you. And now I was in a sing-off for the rest of the day. So we had like a musical at my house the whole day. I was like, I'm cooking eggs and I'm cooking eggs. And she was over in the corner going, and bacon, and bacon. It was great. We were having so much fun. The problem was we needed to leave the house to do things. The deal we made was you have to sing at least one time at every location. Now, that's not my advantage because she is a little girl and cute and she can sing wherever she wants. So we went to Goodwill to drop off couches and we head in and she opens the door and she just goes, hello, and then looks up at me like, your move, bitch. Because she knew that in less than 2 minutes, I was going to have to look another grown man in his face and just be like, where do you want these couches, sir? And he's gonna be like, we do not want your couches. Why don't you and your weird daughter get back on your spaceship and fly home?
You can sleep on the chair. Thanks. sit down.
No, I'm not gonna sit down. I won't shut up. I will not quit. I will not back off. I won't let you destroy everything that people have spent their lives trying to build. I have fought for the world for all my life, but do not think for a second that I will not fight against it.
That's why you're here. That's why you will never leave here.
You think you can stop me? You really think you can stop me? It's been me against the world since I was old enough to think.
War, famine, natural disaster. The world has fought it all and won. The world is undefeated. We are undefeated. One man will not change that.
You see, that's where you screwed up. They say with great power comes great responsibility. You know what else comes with great power? Ignorance.
Ding, I just need to check the sound. Again, I should always do this first, but I never do. Sound. Yep, it's fine. It's on my computer. Right. This is the first time I've got it with this mic and never got it in the new way, so I'm gonna just double check the sound, see if it doesn't overlap on itself. Okay, so let's just double check sound and then just put sound on. Okay.
She woke me up one day singing, goes, "Good morning." And so just for the hell of it, I sang back, I go, "Good morning to you." And now I was in a sing-off for the rest of the day. So we had like a musical at my house the whole day. I was like, "I'm cooking eggs and I'm cooking eggs." And she was over in the corner going, "And bacon, and bacon." It was great. We were having so much fun. The problem was we needed to leave the house to do things. The deal we made was you have to sing at least one time at every location. Now, that's not my advantage because she is a little girl and cute and she can sing wherever she wants. So we went to Goodwill to drop off couches and we head in and she opens the door and she just goes, "Hello," and then looks up at me like, "Your move, bitch." Because she knew that in less than 2 minutes, I was going to have to look another grown man in his face and just be like, "Where do you want these couches, sir?" And he's gonna be like, "We do not want your couches. Why don't you and your weird daughter get back on your spaceship and fly home?"
Okay. Let's turn it a bit more, because I can't hear it on the thing. Okay, I'm guessing there's going to be an audio problem. No, there isn't. Okay, let me just actually fix something. First pop-in game. The madness starts. First game pop-up text. Time to spread the insanity. Second pop-in game. This is time to go insane. Spread.
He is! Da-da-da! yeah, I'm doing that. So, yeah. A quick bit of, like, notes about this. It's not much. It's, ooh, where is it? There it is. Ooh, just getting my little thing up. About this. Is that I heard about this, and I think I watched a couple of episodes, not much. Not to the point of, like, being like, oh, yes, I get this, and did this in its entirety. No, I did somewhat know about it, and somewhat is a loose. I did somewhat hear about it, and then I watched a couple of episodes, roundabout up to, I think, when I stopped it at first, was when it was at the point of, what was it? I think the second sign of, like, Invincible's dad proving to be, like, okay, something's off. And I did have some people tell me about the comics, about stuff that's already maybe happened and stuff that might happen. I also saw originally, I think I originally saw up to, no, that happened before. Anyway, it's either the first battle where he goes in and goes to everyone, or the second one when he sort of puts the demon goes away. But I like this. This is fun. This is really good as a show. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about with his ideologies, which I also love. That ideology side of it is really interesting to think about. Like, the efficacy, the ideologies of all the characters, I think will be, like, interesting. So, like, I don't know if to, like, think about, like, the idea, which I'm going to bring up now. So, with Viltrumites, they sort of have this ideology of sort of like a perfection. Because, like, they have this in this way of, like, not, I wouldn't say entirely, they do have a bit of a might makes right, but they have a way of, like, being like, okay, you have to be perfect. You have to be this own way. And if you look at the Viltrumites fighting each other, it's just survival. It's that sort of, like, survival nature of, like, if you survive, like, I think it's, like, the idea of, like, the victors write the battle. The victors write the results. It's that ideology of, like, if you win, if you survive, well, you won. Who cares about the rest? Who cares about what you had to do to get to that point? You see this when, which is the most interesting clip, and I've seen it, not in context, but I've seen that clip before. But now seeing it in context, it sort of, like, it makes it interesting. It sort of shows that sort of conflict of two people sort of at this point trying to fight, trying to create a battle. Not two people, a whole country fighting to create the strongest race, which I don't know if it is or isn't, but it is sort of like a more extreme version, like a eugenics sort of thing. I don't know much about it. The idea, not the show. The show I kind of get. But it's sort of like the idea of, like, trying to fight and kill what they perceive as the weaker of the group, the weaker of the pack. And fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's really interesting. And definitely during the final battle, because you have two ideologies that I like. You have that ideology, which is the idea of, like, if you do it and you kill someone, it's like, oh, you're just stronger. Which in our society is like, oh no, you can't do that. You might be physically stronger. You might have a way to get around this. But that doesn't prove that you have a right to, like, kill a person. Compared to the other thing that I like is, and I think a lot of shows also have this, but I like this idea that it turns them into this villain. The idea of, like, it's the same thing that's brought up in season 2, but I'm going to bring that up again season 2 today, tomorrow. Not during this stream, for the people who are watching the stream, but that's besides the point. That will come today, tomorrow. Don't worry about that. But if you look at some, especially things like dogs live so less. Like, this is the one thing that I always claim. I don't want to live forever. Afterlife exists or not. If you live forever, and there's like a video on like YouTube explaining like, oh, one person stops aging and like lives forever, goes through multiple families. The idea, if you can live for hundreds of thousands of years, is insane. Because think about it. If you look at 100 years, which is usually how long most people live, you have a job, you have a career. Even if you double that, 200 years, your body's so healthy, and like, just take the 100 years and take the ratio of like aging from 0 to 100. Take that sort of cycle. That sort of thing. It's not like you're going to just age. I'm just going to take that in fact because I know that some fancy stuff where it's like, oh, you will never die, but you would also maybe live as dust. But I'm not going to do that because that's a bit... But if you still had the prime and you still had your body the way it's supposed to be, and then you live, at a certain point, you meet your friends when you're a kid, you grow up with your friends, you meet someone, you have a life together, and then after 100 years, because they don't live, only you do, they die. And I like how this show looks at that and looks at Omni-Man, that's the name, yay, and looks down. Because it's not that he sees them as sort of like horrible or like there's some way. He will literally outlive every single person there. And that idea, that whole thing, I absolutely love of him just being like, I'm not looking down at you as an individual. I'm just looking down because like you'll live to 100 and I will still be nowhere near close. That's why I like the horrifying thing where it's like, oh, she was a nice pet. Are you kidding me? Are you insane? Who goes up to a person and be like, yes, pet. Besides if you're doing like a cutesy nickname thing. But like, please, it is the most horrifying thing to hear someone say. Calling a human being nothing more than like a sort of like pet. But if you see how long he will live, it kind of, well, it doesn't, but it kind of, you can see why he thinks this way. And it's horrible. It's fucked up. But it's interesting of that sort of way, that sort of ideology. It's interesting to think, like, how would someone go to that point? It's really interesting and really fun, in my opinion, how someone will go there. So, yeah, this is a very complicated sort of show with, like, it also has the superhero stuff. It has, like, the superhero team, which I'm fine with. Having the superhero stuff alongside, like, this sort of, like, thing that Omni-Man in its ideologies is going through with, like, sort of a dark Superman, which I love. It's really fun, really entertaining, and absolutely 100% worth watching. I was, like, one of those things where I kind of didn't know how to get, because I'm watching Prime now, I was not watching Prime for the longest time, so that's why I didn't watch this. And then season 2 came out, I'm like, I feel like I need to watch it. And then someone was like, season 3, I need to watch it now! But yeah, it's really fun, really interesting, and yeah, absolutely entertaining. So yeah, I 100% think this is amazing. I hope you enjoyed. And finally, good night. Let's see what I got. I found this and I want to do. Okay, Lois. Okay. Like, I'm not a fan of Family Guy. Therefore, I won. That is obvious. I do this even though I don't know some of these shows, but I'm just gonna bump them down. These two I just don't know because I haven't watched. I haven't seen the show, but I know her as a character is like really nice. I'll put that there. Yeah, put that down there. With this one and this one, I know enough. Oh, yep. Who's gonna be on here last? So yeah, here's the list. My reasoning: don't know, don't know, don't know. These three are the don't know pile. That was just I had no other choice. I'm not really a fan of Family Guy, so I just put it as. I know about her of sorts, and I know like she's fun, and I've seen like one of her songs. Da 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 da. Let's see if I could. I don't know what the song's called, but I'm gonna go to YouTube to see. Da 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 da. Bob's Burger musical songs. Family is more than that maybe. Or not even da 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 da. I mean bad da 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 da. Okay, I love the song. I legitimately love it. It's like one of the funnest things. Anyway. That's why Bob's Burgers are made. I like Fairly Odd Parents. I have watched the newest one, and I am going to review it at some point. It is on the list of things to do. But that's happening. Phineas and Ferb was one of the things I grew up, and Linda just being this chill, even though she doesn't have a lot of screen time, is good. Cowardly God, I haven't seen, but I've seen a lot of clips of the old lady where she's nice. So obviously I'm gonna do that. And obviously, if I knew Linda was gonna be here, I would switch these two around, and I would probably put like Beth. I would say here, so put Lois at 6, Linda at 5, and like Beth. No. Even Timmy, Mrs. Turton, at 5, and put Beth at 4. Not above Linda, but I would put Linda at 2, and Mario at 3. Not above. Beth's not above Mario, but yeah, there's the list. Just my audio, and I don't think that matters. And then go back onto here. I still need to just wait. Yeah, it is playing. Oh, that is good. I can get that from high distance. Also, I'll just play it back because it is playing, but so I'm fine. Alright, no, that's bad.
Oh, I see. I see. I'm the problem. I've dug 2 graves for us, my dear.
Is this starting trade? No, I don't want anything at starting trade. Oh, wait, no. That means you can access it. text color. Oh, I can move it around. Okay. Okay, so birds. I was thinking of what is the thing? Instead of going forward, let's go back a bit. Because I feel like this is more for this. So, yeah. I reviewed Invincible. You might have seen that. And you might have seen the long one. But, instead of going to Invincible 2, which I did actually plan, I'm going to go back a bit. Which is to the special they had. And the reason why is simple. Besides, like, talking a bit about ideology, which I talked about a bit, and the interesting thing about the growth, there's not a lot to talk about with, I think, because I was thinking I could talk about more, but it's mostly the same. And I don't want to repeat myself again with sort of like the second season, because besides like having one character, which I absolutely love, it is still really good. It still develops well, but overall, I like making these longer ones because it's fun. I like talking about certain things, and I feel like I can talk more about Adam Eve. I don't know when this came out, but I really like it. Through the most part is I like her character. Throughout season 1, she's developing into this new thing, and through season 2, she does something even more interesting and slowly develops more and more, and I love it. Also, actually, I'm going to mention that in the next bit, but again, her powers, because obviously Adam Eve, I think it's sort of a play on like Atom, being like she can sort of like manipulate atoms around her, which I think is really clever and really interesting. But overall, here's a couple of things. And yes, I had it for 2 minutes, but that's simplicity reasons. Throughout this, you have a couple of things which are like, one, she has a friend, and she's slowly like, oh look, I can change this on a molecular level and all of that stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is spoiler section. And she runs, which, fair to a certain degree. You're dealing with someone who's like, oh look, I'm reshaping the universe. I'm like, so I'm just gonna wait here, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna be here. Because that's, as a concept of someone who can physically change reality to that much, it is insane. But it is a bit, this is a person who is, in a way, your friend. That is still dark. You can kind of tell Invincible, it's less dark as The Boys is. The Boys is like, oh, here's what happens if you get powers and become corrupt. This is what happens physically. Because with superheroes, you kind of have two directions. You have superheroes being corrupt, which is shown in something like The Boys. And then you have the powers have it like either physical, mental, or like just an emotional toll on you that just sometimes maybe is not having the powers. And then you have MHA in the middle, which kind of does a bit of both, with some being a bit more corrupt and dishanded, and some powers legitimately not being as helpful. But I do love this side of it, where like some of the powers is less like they're not responsible with it. It's more sometimes giving people visibility. Isn't that they'll take advantage? Sometimes they are good people, but sometimes you see this in season 2 with one of the things that happens, which I absolutely love. But with that, it's just really interesting. With that sort of like dynamic. And when you slowly see what happens at a certain point, it's really interesting. And when they slowly reveal the antagonist, which isn't really an antagonist, it's just so dark, that the kids who come after her, it's so interesting. And so, like, what actually happened. And then, when you reveal what's happened to her mum, it turns into, like, oh, this is just, like, some scientist doing something. Like, still inhumane, but more, this is some scientist messing up, to, are you absolutely not psycho? They keep a person alive just so they can sort of, like, oh, here's a new one. And they know it's failing. They know it keeps getting worse. And they still keep doing it over and over again. And sometimes, someone could have probably told you, if the first result isn't as good as the last, and then the second one isn't good as that, you're not gonna get better. It's just so messed up. That whole scientific... And that's what I'm saying. Like, with Invincible, yeah, you have corrupt people like the scientist doing the experiment, but you also have, because this power exists, people are, like, physically getting hurt. People are being sort of, like, just having these sort of disformities. And you see them with a couple others, which is really interesting in the Invincibles, that the powers aren't really always helping the person. Sometimes it's at a disadvantage, which is really interesting as an idea. It's so messed up, so insane, but I think it's just one of the most awesome things ever. Again, it's just so cool and just so amazing. Definitely with the powers of, like, reality bending. With reality bending, you can change everything. And there's a couple of scenes that even Film Theory has talked about that I love with it all. Also, why does that so haunt my head? Yeah. I don't like it. I still don't have... I have a microphone in, and I don't have a thing that goes around the edge. Ah, there it is. Ooh. Again, the powers are just really cool. And how they sort of show it as this horrifying thing that people are taking advantage of. Also, you sort of see her grow up, because you hear in season 1 and sort of season 2, but I'm not going to talk about it too much, that there's a problem with the family. And I like how it shows, 1, this isn't just one thing, 2, that she's sort of like smart in one specific area. And I'm really annoyed with this, because it's like, oh, she's supposed to be smart. She's supposed to be a smart one and, like, really talented. If you are smart, that doesn't mean you're a genius in everything. I'm not going to get, like, a computer expert and be like, okay, sit me down and now let's talk about every single animal kingdom and how they branch off of each other. Because that's not how it works. If you are an expert in one area, or even a child prodigy in one expert, you're not going to be genius across the boards. That's how that works. Some people are smart in certain areas, some people are smart in others. And Adam Eve is someone who knows sort of like atoms and sort of can see them because of her powers. She won't be able to do everything. That's not how, like, that works. I just hate the dad. I absolutely hate him. He's a horrible person. And if he dies by the end of the series, who cares? So yeah, that's a bit dark. And yeah, I did do it in 9 minutes because 1, simplicity, 2, I don't know, I don't need to change it, and it's more simple for me. But anyway, I just love this. This is really creative, And as a special, sort of like looking into one character, please tell me there's more. I would love more specials about the backstories for more of them. It would be really fun. Like a little thing that happens before season 1, but sort of like, oh, here's how they sort of found out the powers work, etc., etc., etc. I would absolutely love that, and it would be absolutely so fun. Again, it's really cool, really creative. I just think it's just one of the most interesting things that is part of like the Invincibles. So yeah. Again, just doing shorthand, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy it all, and yeah. Good night.
Holy shit. It clearly missed him. Yeah, I knew it. I knew when the bullets went off. I was like, he's not gonna hit. You're not a car, you're a crooked car. Wait. Because that's not the Batarang. Oh no, it is the Batarang. Oh, we get.
Anyway. Is it bats? I want to double check. There's no bats? Bats. Yes. Bats.
This broadcast, I am broadcasting. This is madness, and I don't know why I'm doing welcome to the internet theme. I'm just doing it. Also, today's going to be a YouTube short sort of day, because I've done yesterday, just a short play gig. Technically had a start one, but I messed it up. So, I've also found a workaround for my thing. It's not going to affect these 2 days also. Ooh. Okay, so but let's just quickly.
The Pinky and the Brain, yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane.
So, from the past, back to the present. So let's go. So yeah, this show. I talked a lot about it during season 1, and besides rehashing a lot of points and one character that I keep forgetting the name of, it is really good. Season 2 really ups the ante, and also yes, I am starting season 2. Also, season 3 is starting to get ready, which I know. But yeah, it's really good, and besides one character, it's just as good and just improves. But also, when I've done a 10-minute episode and I'm going back to like doing lesser episodes, changing, yes, the spoilers started 50 seconds rather than like 3 minutes. Besides the one character who is the alien, who is in sort of like the one thing. So the three things I want to talk about. One, when you get the alien and he dies and comes back and it's like, oh wait, I can actually kill this. That is, the way he's got sent to prison is amazing. And I just love that. It's really interesting. You also have the redemption of quote unquote of Omni-Man going to another planet where the lifespan is even less. And it's really interesting. And really fun. And I love how they see him in a different light. It's so interesting. Again, a lot of these moments are really cool. Especially like the realization that the twins do that to just make sure no one gets a power vacuum. And then when one of them's like, oh, I'm the real one and I know because of these birds, he just immediately gets killed. And I love it. It's hilarious. And it's so cool. And the last thing I want to talk about in this section is the idea that one of the persons died, and it's like, oh yeah, I keep a span. I'm like, I knew you were dead. I knew it. But it is so cool. But yeah, besides all of that, it is awesome. It is amazing. How it continues the series is so cool. How it improves is amazing. It's just overall fun. Again, I was about to do a 10-minute one, but then again, I was just rehashing the plot. The ideologies that you get from the new sort of Omni-Man, other Omni-Man. But yeah, it's fun, it's cool, and just overall amazing. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you like this video, and good night.